The old tram shudders to a halt, its worn brakes, sighing a familiar, weary song. Candle Street, the automated voice announces. A hollow echo in the dim, stale air. Outside, the same storefronts gleam under the perpetually twilight sky, unchanging since yesterday. Inside, the passengers stir, a collective sigh escaping their lips, devoid of any real surprise. Their eyes, glazed and distant, reflect the endless loop of a day they seem to have forgotten. This ritual of repetition has become their comfort, a monotonous rhythm against chaos's hum. The tram's interior smells of forgotten rain and unspoken apologies, thick with residual sadness. A woman adjusts her hat, her movements practiced as if reliving an identical moment countless times. A child clutches a faded toy, unaware of the Groundhog Day playing out around their small world. The metallic temps of recycled air fills the car, laced with the town's borrowed heat and quiet. FluffTown reorganizes itself around them, its streets shifting, its buildings whispering old memories. The Fix-It crew observes, their expressions a mix of grim understanding and deepening concern. Tick checks his watch, a flicker of frustration crossing his face at the predictable recurrence. Luma scans the carriage, her gaze seeking the subtle seams in this perfectly replicated reality. Pax listens to the tram's groaning chassis, hearing the strain of a mechanism forced into endless cycles. Moss, ever attuned, feels the pooled grief under the seats, a cold, heavy current of sorrow. He senses the collective denial, a protective blanket woven from forgotten moments and unspoken fears. The tram doors hiss open, then close again. The same few passengers disembarking, others boarding. No one questions the sameness. No one protests the familiar tableau unfolding before their weary eyes. The conductor, a gaunt figure in a pristine uniform, offers a bland smile to the unseeing crowd. His movements are stiff, almost mechanical, like a statue updating its posture in slow motion. The tram lurches forward, its wheels grinding the same segment of track, a perpetual, mournful sound. Through the grimy windows, the same bakery sign glows, promising treats from a day already lived. Migrating architecture subtly shifts in the periphery, unnoticed by those trapped in memory's embrace. This loop is a spell woven into the town's blueprints, a cost paid for a fragile, false peace. The journey continues, always returning, never truly progressing, a static dance of forgotten time. The crew knows this pattern, this familiar hum of lullabies carried on wiring that dreams of fire. They are here to mend the broken, but some breaks are designed, intentional, part of the town's core. Posters adorn the tram walls, depicting last year's FluffTown Harvest Festival, vibrant and joyful. Yet, the date on the posters matches today's calendar, a jarring synchronicity that chills the soul. The festivities depicted are identical to those playing out in the streets beyond the tram's glass. It is a perfect, unsettling reflection, a mirror held up to a day that refuses to pass. Tick observes a small tear in one poster, a detail he remembers from the previous identical loop. He feels the cold certainty of the loop's reset, a precise, unyielding, temporal anchor. His internal clock, usually so reliable, strains against the constant temporal rewinding. Tick's eyes narrow, focusing on the digital display above the door, marking the seconds. He watches the numbers tumble, anticipating the exact moment when reality folds back upon itself. 4:17, the clock reads, then blinks, and the world outside subtly, imperceptibly, shifts. The faint scent of new rain replaces old, a momentary illusion of freshness before the cycle repeats. The passers blink, a collective, unconscious recalibration, their memories wiped clean once more. Only the crew retains the awareness, the bitter taste of repeated time on their minds. Moss closes his eyes, feeling the surge of grief beneath the floorboards. A dark, hidden river. The sorrow is palpable, a heavy, emotional current flowing through the tram's very structure. It pools and gathers like condensation on a cold pane, waiting for release or fresh trauma. He touches the worn fabric of a seat, sensing the imprint of countless forgotten moments of despair. The tram hums with this suppressed emotion, a low thrumming heartbeat of collective denial. Luma records the ambient sound, noting the subtle frequency shifts at the precise moment of reset. Her instruments detect a faint, almost imperceptible energy spike, a temporal ripple in the town. Pucks examines the floor panels, seeking the source of the subtle vibrations that accompany each loop. He sees no obvious flaws, only the intricate, unsettling perfection of the Tram's cursed design. Stitch meticulously checks the overhead straps, finding no loose connections, only flawless, dark engineering. The crew understands this loop is not an error. It is a deliberate function of FluffTown's living map. They know the Foundation's reach extends into every wiring, every building, every lived memory. Their task is to break this spell, to sever the thread that binds FluffTown to this stagnant time. Luma, with her keen eye for hidden mechanisms, begins tracing the Tram's power conduit lines. She follows the thick cables under the floor, their surfaces strangely warm to her probing touch. The wiring hums with a faint, almost imperceptible lullaby, a subconscious, calming frequency. Her fingers brush against a junction box, feeling the complex pulse of the Tram's arcane system. The power lines lead downward, disappearing into the grimy depths beneath the city's surface. Luma deduces the switch mechanism must be connected to these hidden underground relays. She traces the energy flow, a blue glow faintly visible beneath the floor plating's thin gaps. This energy, she realizes, is borrowed, like the sun in the glass house, or the town's quiet. Pax, with his powerful hands and keen structural sense, inspects the track itself for anomalies. He kneels, running his fingers along the cold, scarred metal, feeling for any weakness. The rail shows signs of immense stress, repetitive strain from the constant, looping journeys. He notices a peculiar pattern of fatigue, not random wear, but a deliberate, precise incision. The metal seems to have been cut, then healed imperfectly, a scar shaped like a cruel smile. This is not accidental damage. It is an intentional design choice, a structural spell. The rails groan softly under his touch, echoing the Tram's own weary lament of endless loops. He finds a spot where the steel is thinnest, almost translucent, a vulnerability woven into its core. Stitch, always meticulous, examines the gears and cogs beneath the Tram's chassis, seeking friction. His gloved fingers probe the intricate workings, feeling for any resistance, any foreign object. The gears turn with unnatural smoothness, a testament to the system's engineered, flawless repetition. Then, his finger catches on something hard, something out of place, nestled deep within the mechanism. He pulls it free, a small, dark disc, surprisingly cold against his warm skin. It is a black coin, obsidian dark, reflecting no light, absorbing all ambient glow. Upon its surface, etched with chilling precision, is a face, eerily familiar, yet utterly alien. It is the face of a passenger, a woman who had disembarked just moments ago. Then the coin feels heavy, imbued with a strange, resonant hum that vibrates against his palm. This black coin, a transactional fate, a payment for the loop, for the town's borrowed piece. Stitch holds it up, the dark surface seeming to drink the light of void in his hand. The implications are chilling. This loop has a price, and the currency is deeply personal. Luma, Pox, and Tick gather around, their faces grim, recognizing the sinister artifact. This is not just a broken machine. It is a pact, a dark bargain etched into FluffTown's soul. They realize the loop protects something, or someone, from a memory too painful to confront. The Tram itself is a ward, a shield of forgetfulness, powered by the black coins of fate. Their mission shifts, not just repair, but a delicate, surgical extraction from a collective trance. Breaking this loop might shatter the town, forcing it to remember the unspeakable, the unbearable. They must proceed with caution, understanding the deep-seated trauma this mechanism conceals. The hum of the Tram intensifies, a warning against interference, a protest from the town itself. Luma points to a flickering light on the control panel, indicating a subterranean relay point. This is where the core of the loop resides, buried beneath layers of forgotten time and earth. They prepare to descend. The chilling weight of the black coin a stark reminder of the stakes. The truth of FluffTown's reorganization runs deeper than shifting streets and humming wires. It lies within the very fabric of its existence, a living map that does not want them to leave. They descend into the subterranean gloom, the air growing heavy with the scent of damp earth. The underground space hums with unseen energies, a labyrinth of pipes and glowing conduits. Luma navigates the complex wiring, her headlamp cutting through the oppressive darkness below. She finds the primary relay, an ancient, pulsating mechanism covered in strange, organic growths. The growths resemble petrified memories, tiny, crystalline structures clinging to the metal. Pax examines the relay's base, noting the deliberate, reinforced connections to the tram tracks. This subterranean heart orchestrates the lube, a hidden engine of temporal manipulation. Stitch holds the black coin. It's cold, weight a constant presence, a key to this dark magic. He feels the faint resonance of the coin aligning with the relay's rhythmic, pulsing energy. The coin is more than payment. It is a conduit, a piece of the loop's very fabric. Luma carefully begins to disconnect a minor circuit, a preliminary step to disrupt the flow. A low moan echoes through the tunnels, the sound seeming to emanate from the very walls themselves. Above! The tram shudders violently, its steel frame groaning in protest at the interference. The passengers stir, their placid faces twisting into expressions of sudden, unbidden fear. Memories, long suppressed, begin to surface, like dark shapes rising from a murky depth. A woman cries out, clutching her head, a flash of recognition in her previously vacant eyes. Her silent denial shatters, revealing a raw, unvarnished terror of a day she had forgotten. The tram's speed noticeably increases, its wheels screaming against the protesting metal rails. It is as if the entire system is fleeing, desperately trying to outrun the returning past. Tick's watch spins wildly backward, then forward, struggling against the temporal distortion. The air inside the tram thickens, charged with the sudden, overwhelming surge of collective panic. Moss feels the grief under the seats rise, no longer pooled, but surging. A tidal wave of sorrow. He reaches out, his calm presence a fragile anchor in the escalating maelstrom of fear. Passengers begin to beg, their voices hoarse with desperation, pleading for the comfort of ignorance. "Please don't make us remember," one elderly man whispers, tears streaming down his wrinkled face. His plea is a mournful echo, a desperate cry against the truth that threatens to engulf them. The tram's lights flicker erratically, casting grotesque, dancing shadows across the terrified faces. The walls of the tram seem to sweat, ink blue condensation forming, shaped like distorted maps. The blueprint of their trauma is literally manifesting a visual representation of their agony. Luma, seeing the immediate, violent reaction, realizes a direct break will cause catastrophic harm. The loop is indeed protective. A dark spell cast to shield FluffTown from its own shattered history. She quickly reconnects the circuit. The tram's speed momentarily stabilizes. The fear subsides slightly. The passengers slump back into their seats, their faces once again vacant, their memories This fragile piece is a testament to the loop's power, a prison of oblivion they crave. The crew understands they cannot simply sever the connection. They must guide the town through remembrance. Luma devises a plan for a gradual de-loop timing ramp, a gentle reintroduction to reality. Her nimble fingers fly across a portable console, programming a sequence of measured temporal shifts. She aims to slowly unwind the loop, allowing memories to return in manageable, less traumatic waves. The goal is to ease FluffTown out of its denial, not to violently rip it from its slumber. Pox, meanwhile, assesses the tram tracks, knowing they must withstand genuine forward motion. He sees the metal fatigue, the deliberate cuts, and knows the rails are not built for true progress. The tracks are designed for circles, for endless repetition, not for a journey into the unknown. He begins to reinforce the weakest sections, using specialized, foundation-grade alloys. His hammer rings against the steel, a rhythmic clang echoing through the underground chamber. Each strike is a defiance against the looping spell, a forging of a path forward. The reinforced rails gleam, strong enough to bear the weight of a town finally moving on. Moss returns to the tram, his presence a calming force amidst the residual tension in the air. He moves through the rows of passengers, his voice a soft, steady murmur, like a gentle hand. His words are not dialogue, but a soothing, vibrational hum, anchoring their fragile minds. He speaks of quiet strength, of gentle passage, of a journey towards a new, unknown dawn. The passengers, still dazed, respond unconsciously to his calming aura, their breathing evening out. His voice weaves a spell of reassurance, counteracting the tram's own lullabies of forgetfulness. Stitch works alongside Luma, carefully monitoring the energy flow as she implements the ramp. The black coin still rests in his pocket, its cold presence a reminder of the cost. He wonders if the person whose face is stamped on the coin will be among those who remember. Luma completes the programming, a complex algorithm designed to gently nudge reality forward. A faint shimmering aura surrounds the console, a subtle energy pulse emanating from her work. Pax finishes his work on the tracks, the newly reinforced sections glowing with residual energy. The underground space feels different now, less oppressive, imbued with a nascent sense of possibility. Moss continues his gentle work, his voice a quiet anchor for the passengers above their heads. The crew stands ready, poised at the precipice of change, prepared for the inevitable shift. This controlled exit from memory is a delicate dance, a slow unbraiding of time's twisted threads. The moment arrives. Luma activates the deloop sequence, a soft chime echoing in the tunnels. Above, the tram shudders again, a deeper, more profound tremor this time, signaling true change. It is not the violent jolt of before, but a slow, deliberate realignment of the town's essence. The light inside the tram flickers, then stabilizes, a brighter, clearer luminescence now. The air feels lighter, the oppressive weight of pooled grief slowly beginning to dissipate. Passengers stir, a soft murmuring ripple spreading through the car, a collective awakening. Their eyes hold a flicker of confusion, a nascent awareness of something subtly altered. The tram begins to move, its wheels no longer grinding the same spot, but rolling forward. A new, unfamiliar rhythm takes hold, a steady, forward momentum that promises real progress. Outside the windows, the familiar candle street begins to recede, slowly transforming. The architecture shifts, no longer merely migrating, but evolving, revealing forgotten facades. The hum of the wiring changes, losing its lullaby quality, gaining a sharper, more alert tone. The scent of old rain fades, replaced by a crisp, clean air, hinting at a new morning. The tram gains speed, its journey now purposeful, breaking free from the shackles of repetition. The passengers look out, their expressions shifting from confusion to a dawning, hesitant wonder. They are witnessing their town's reawakening, a rebirth from the stagnant waters of memory. The Fix-It crew watches, a silent, shared breath, held in anticipation of what comes next. Luma monitors the energy readings, ensuring the deloop ramp progresses smoothly, without incident. Pox feels the ground vibrating beneath his feet, a powerful thrum of the tram's true movement. Moss senses the emotional landscape of the tram shifting, the grief receding, replaced by uncertainty. Stitch keeps the black coin clutched in his hand, its coldness a stark reminder of the cost. The tram passes a landmark, a statue that had always faced east, now subtly angled northwest. This is the living map reorganizing, its blueprints rewriting themselves in real time around them. The journey continues, pushing through the veil of forgotten time into a colder, clearer reality. The tram shudders one final, profound time, a convulsion as the last threads of the loop unravel. The street outside looks the same, yet an undeniable chill permeates the very air itself. The colors seem muted, the shadows deeper, as if some vital warmth has been suddenly withdrawn. A profound silence descends, a quiet that is not peaceful, but rather an absence, a void. The tram comes to a gentle stop, its new destination still unknown, shrouded in atmospheric change. The doors hiss open, revealing a street that feels familiar, yet utterly alien in its coldness. The passengers look around, a collective, puzzled murmur rippling through the now silent carriage. Then, Tick notices it first, a subtle, chilling detail that makes his blood run cold. One seat, directly across from him, is empty, yet perfectly shaped, as if someone just left. The seat is warm, holding the distinct impression of a recently departed form. An unsettling ghost. A faint, residual heat radiates from the cushion, shaped precisely like the missing rider's posture. No one else seems to notice the absence. Their memories still hazy, their perception incomplete. The other passengers simply fill the void with their own unconscious expectations, seeing no change. Tick stares at the empty space, a chilling realization dawning in his sharp, analytical mind. His watch, which had ticked forward with relief, now stutters, its hands jerking erratically. It is a temporal hiccup, a small, violent tremor in the fabric of time itself, confirming the cost. Luma consults her instruments. A faint energy signature, once present, has vanished completely. The spectral echo of a human presence, a blueprint of a soul, has simply ceased to be. Pox feels a cold dread, a primal understanding of the exchange that has just occurred. Stitch reaches out, his hand hovering over the warm, empty seat, a profound sadness in his eyes. He carefully lifts the cushion, revealing a dark, viscous smear underneath, glistening faintly. It is black sap, thick and glistening, smelling faintly of ozone and forgotten promises. The same black sap found in the hollow cavity of the statue, the essence of FluffTown's dark magic. This is the residue of a transaction, the physical manifestation of a life consumed by the system. Luma activates her portable recorder, replaying the ambient sounds from the moment of the shift. Amidst the static and the tram's groans, a faint, disembodied whisper emerges, chilling and clear. The voice, ancient and resonant, articulates to stark, unambiguous words. Payment accepted. The crew exchanges horrified glances, the full, horrifying truth of the loop slamming into them. The tram's loop was not merely a protective spell. It was a harvesting mechanism, a dark exchange. FluffTown's reorganization demands a price, and sometimes that cost is a living soul. This living map, the Foundation, actively consumes its residents to maintain its shifting reality. The tram continues its journey, now truly moving forward, but at an unbearable, silent cost. The streets outside are no longer identical, but new, unfamiliar, tinged with a colder hue. Buildings appear that were never there before, their migrating architecture settling into fresh configurations. The tram finally slows, its brakes sighing a new, unfamiliar melody, signaling a true arrival. It halts before a massive, imposing structure, its facade dark and featureless against the sky. The automated voice announces, its tone devoid of its former wary repetition. Foundation Annex. The words hang in the air, heavy with unspoken meaning, chilling the very bones of the crew. Immediately, Tick's portable city map flickers, then updates with a stark new addition. A previously blank section now displays the Foundation Annex, intricately detailed and ominously present. The map is alive, rewriting itself, acknowledging the tram's new destination, as if it always existed. Pogs feels a profound despair, the weight of the system's insidious logic pressing down on him. The tram system traded a person, a life, for this route, for this access to the Foundation. The cost of forward motion, of breaking the loop, was a sacrifice, a dark, terrible bargain. The Foundation does not only lie beneath the town, it is inside its design language, its very spells, and every spell, they now understand with horrifying clarity, always demands a payment. The doors of the tram hiss open, revealing the cold, uninviting entrance to the annex. A palpable sense of dread emanates from the building, a silent, ancient hum of power. The crew, shaken but resolute, prepares to disembark, knowing their journey has only just begun. This is not an escape. It is a deeper plunge into the heart of FluffTown's dark secrets. The conductor, who had remained impassive throughout, now slowly turns from his controls. His face, previously nondescript, now appears unsettlingly smooth, almost unnaturally unlined. A faint, knowing smile plays on his lips, a gesture too precise, too rehearsed to be genuine. His eyes, dark and fathomless, hold an ancient, unsettling wisdom, devoid of human warmth. He looks directly at the Fix-It crew, his gaze piercing, seeing beyond their physical forms. His voice, previously mechanical, now resonates with a deeper, more melodious, chilling tone. "Thank you for your contribution," he says, his words kind, yet utterly devoid of empathy. The pleasantry feels like a veiled threat, a sinister acknowledgement of their unwitting role. He refers to the missing passenger, the life traded for the route, a chilling confirmation of the cost. The conductor's smile widens, imperceptibly, a silent, predatory satisfaction in his gaze. Behind him, on the tram's inner wall, where none had been before, a door begins to manifest. It shimmers into existence, its outlines blurring, then solidifying into dark, polished wood. The door is utterly unmarked, without a handle, a lock, or any discernible means of entry. Its surface is smooth, absorbing the light, a void within the already dim tram interior. This is the unmarked foundation door, the one that cannot be opened by force, only by forgetting. The door pulses faintly, with an internal light, a soft, inviting glow from within its depths. It promises answers, but also oblivion, a passage to the true heart of FluffTown's enigma. The conductor gestures towards it with an elegant, almost theatrical sweep of his hand. "Your journey continues," he murmurs, his smile never wavering, a mask of chilling politeness. The crew stands frozen, a cold dread seeping into their very bones, understanding the implication. They have traded a life not just for a route, but for an invitation, a summons to the core. The foundation is pulling them deeper, recognizing their interference, drawing them into its web. This door is the ultimate trap, a final test of their resolve, their willingness to forget. Luma feels the hum of the door, a low frequency that resonates with her own neural pathways. Pak sees the wood grain, shifting, reorganizing itself, a living, breathing portal to the unknown. Must senses the echoes of countless forgotten souls within the door's dark, polished surface. Stitch clutches the black coin, its coldness, a stark contrast to the door's subtle warmth. The conductor waits, his eyes fixed on them, a silent challenge in his unnerving, patient stare. The air crackles with unspoken tension, the weight of their choices pressing down heavily. If they enter, they face the true architect of FluffTown's shifting, consuming reality. If they refuse, the town remains trapped, sacrificing its people for a fragile, false peace. The door seems to breathe, its dark surface subtly expanding and contracting with a slow rhythm. It beckons them, a silent siren song, promising both revelation and ultimate erasure. The conductor's smile remains fixed. Eichiringu taburo obu poraito. Predatory expectation. The crew stands at the threshold, the weight of FluffTown's fragile existence resting upon them. Their blueprints are not plans here. They are spells, and every spell has a terrifying cost. The question lingers, a haunting whisper in the newly opened space of their awareness. If the map is alive, and it doesn't want you to leave, what does escape even truly mean? The unmarked door, pulsing softly, waits for their decision. A silent, hungry sentinel. The conductor's eyes gleam, reflecting the door's internal light. A chilling, final invitation. The tram remains still, holding its breath, poised on the edge of an unknowable fate. This moment stretches an eternity, suspended between the forgotten past and a terrifying future. The door opens anyway, slowly, silently, from the inside, revealing an abyssal darkness. A cold draft escapes, carrying the faint scent of ancient dust and untold cosmic secrets. The conductor's smile widens, a silent, triumphant gesture as the true path is unveiled. The crew stares into the void, their hearts pounding a desperate rhythm against the silence. They face the ultimate choice, a terrifying plunge into the Foundation's deepest, darkest core. The door waits a gaping maw, promising either oblivion or a truth beyond their comprehension. Their journey has led them here, to the very edge of FluffTown's living, breathing mystery. The tram's interior is now bathed in the door's eerie glow, highlighting their fearful faces. They are caught, suspended between worlds, between memory and the ultimate act of forgetting. The conductor's gaze holds them, binding them to this moment, this terrifying, final choice. The darkness beyond the door pulses, a silent invitation to step into the unknown abyss. Their escape from the loop led them to this, a deeper, more profound, and utterly inescapable trap.